Okay. So, um, I guess it makes no sense to have in the headphones really because they're just like kind of killing out extra sound, but not really helping me because I'm not listening to nothing right now. So, yeah, just life is funny, man. It really is. Let me see if I can get this closer without screwing it up again. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna continue this little thing, and let's talk about some strange activity. Not paranormal activity, but strange activity. Um, yeah, so I always said my life is like a roller coaster. I always said that. And I only said that to one person that I was in a relationship with. How I felt about my life. And then I heard the same thing regurgitated back to me. Um, which is really funny because it's either, you know, me and she are vibing on the same, frequency, or you know, somebody was feeding her my life situations, one or the other. So, either way, everything is for you. Everything is for you to learn something from and decipher. Um, it's crazy. Half the shit that I went through. From having guns pulled on me, from having knives held up to me, from being beaten down by an ex, and then, I had to rehash all the bullshit that I went through because of this dude that was sitting here trying to, get on my damn nerves at any damn way he could, right? God, let's see. A father that basically put me down the minute that me and my two kids moved up there after I left my ex-husband. Kicked him out. Started scaring the living shit out of me when he started watching like America's top serial killers or something, some DVD. It was some crazy shit. But he was like watching that like fucking a week straight every fucking night. I was sleeping in the bathtub talking to my friend on the phone with, falling asleep just so I could have some comfort because I'm like, this dude, when he found out that I was basically not playing around with him anymore and was going to leave him, that's when he started turning violent. He's showing his true colors, a while beforehand, but he did it in a way where it would look like an accident because I was lying down on the bed and I was like with my head at the foot of the bed, and he said, and we were like in an argument that came up and I was so over it, right? So I'm just laying there and I'm just like not paying any attention. So he walked over and act like he was just like walking by, right? And then he uppercut me right in the fucking eye and hit right here. And he was like, this is some bullshit. So basically, I can sit here and say he did it purposely, because I know he did it purposely, because I seen him and trailed him from one end of the room to the next, right in front of my face, and you want to do that? Oh, I didn't know that it was that close. I didn't know. You did that shit when we first went out in front of your house, in front of your mom's house, basically. And said it was an accident too. But you never did it again. And this one too, he did the same thing. I remember. It was like the little tester, and I already know. I'm like, after I'm with you, you want to do this shit, right? It's a little, oh, pop, pop, pop. Like, don't put your hands on my face. And why? Because last summer they ended up around my fucking neck. I told people about him, you know, before I was injured at work. And I was trying to figure out how to get away or what to do. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but nobody listened to me. So now we're here. But I'm not saying that to blame anybody, because there's nobody to blame. This is something that I had to deal with. But when I needed help into figuring out something, everybody basically just had nothing to say until they needed help from me and wanted my advice on their bullshit. That's why I stopped giving people advice. Only get what you give. But I stay and help all that seems to want it. But there's a point in time where you just get sick and tired of freaking giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. So I'm basically talking today because of my little post earlier this afternoon. And what my post this afternoon reminded me about last summer. And I'm like, you know what? Back in 2015, I remember this happening because I wanted to make sure that my massage therapy and everything else that, you know, I went to school and that it would be underneath my name, basically, since I was a graduate. I wanted to make sure everything was proper online, that I was coming up. So basically, when I had my cards and everything set and ready, I could be good to go, right, for business and, you know, book some clients. It was very interesting, though, because when I went online to find that, I also found a description of me, myself, my whole entire night routine after I leave out of work, and how I go into Walmart and I'm always in the makeup aisle. And it was descriptive of how I had the little muffin pouch and everything else like that, and the tight clothes, and basically I'm like, what the fuck? I told a friend of mine, but it was like talking to a brick wall. Like, there was no response or anything else like that. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know? So I'm not going to say nothing else about it. See, when I find things weird, I bring it to attention. And then I see who's basically around to listen. And you see that it's me dealing with bullshit alone. But it is okay. It's not okay, but I'll be okay. My concern really, I have none. I mean, I do know and take notice of a few things around me. And when I do channel, when I do get a sense of something and pick up something on a person, I kind of, pre-warn them like, hey, yeah, you don't find this kind of weird that, well, do you do this? Do you do that to this person? Maybe you should watch them, you know? But when people don't want to hear it, then I can't repeat it until they're ready to hear it. I just find it really odd, really odd. It's a lot of things in this world that people just, they take shit for granted. They really do. You're supposed to enjoy this life. Learn, live, have fun. But people, they want to make it some sort of ordeal filled with fuckery. And it's like, what for? And what is the reason? Seriously. I remember when I was a little girl, I was coming home from school, right? Well, actually, no. Let me start like this. The first one that I remember, I was in 4th grade, and I was walking in school, and there was this guy, grown ass man, okay, that was in like this black car, dark purple shirt, very dark skin, and he was looking at me saying, if I needed a ride to school, right? Now at that age, I already seen there's an issue here. That's stranger danger. No, I'm okay. I can't talk to strangers. Basically talking to a stranger and walking forward, right? Slow riding a vehicle, just like they did when I was a freaking teenager and shit. It's like, no habla inglés, no. Fuck off. That was teenage years, though. Whatchamacallit. But, it's really weird. It really is. Because there was another time when I came home from school. Now, this one was a good one. This one was a good encounter. It was fun. There was this lady, or young lady, whatever, tall, a deep brown complexion, but not really dark. And she had curly long hair. Okay? And she had on a red shirt. And when I would come home from school, okay, the way the block curved, it was two street signs. Okay, one at the end of the driveway towards around the end section of the driveway, and one towards the hedge that separated the little duplex and the row home. So, never seen this woman a day in my life. Okay, and here she comes, skipping down the block happy. And I was coming home from school, and normally on my way home, I'm a happy freaking child, freaking, loving, having fun, living life, whatever. Okay, and I was sitting here. Let me find this charger cord. Swinging on the poles, round like singing in the rain, I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain, what a glorious feeling that I'm happy again. Anyway, yeah, so basically, she was doing the same exact thing as I was doing on my daily routine coming home from school, because I would do it all the time unless I was with my friends. Well, I still did it when I was with my friends too. I didn't care. But yeah, and I just found it so interesting that there was, to me, there's this grown person that is not scared to be free and loosen up outside. I found that very cool. And basically I'm like, she's doing the same exact thing as me. So it's like, basically how I took that was, she see me, or because I never really believe in coincidences. I always looked at things in a certain type of way. There are no such thing as coincidences at all. You have to understand what this life is. You live it. But you are the universe in life. That's why everything is for you. And yeah. Good, bad, the ugly, everything. It's all an experience. What did you get out of it? Can you heal from it? What did you learn from it? That's why you're not supposed to let it break you. See, I always said the devil is the lived. The lived that got defeated in life. The lived that got knocked down over and over and over again and decided just to remain at a failure than to just get back up and keep pushing through. It's easy to get knocked down and stay down and just learn how to, get comfortable. But is it so wrong to actually be comfortable in a comfortable environment? Everybody assumes. Nobody wants to ask. That's why I just let it be however it is going to be, because that's just the way it is, and that's just how it's going to be. You can't do nothing about it. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. That's the crazy thing. Because people don't really understand that. They think, oh, well, I'll take this from you, and I'll try to take that from you, and I'll try to steal your joy and, make you, you know, go into some sort of depression or anxiety filled state all the damn time. Not realizing, do y'all realize y'all just fucked up? Y'all just fucked up big time. But they don't like to hear things like that. I wonder why. Because they're afraid to see themselves for what they truly are, how they truly are. Just like the world doesn't like to know the truth about certain things in life that we were already taught to believe in and to take and hold as true, and don't question it because it is wrong and you'll be damned if you do. But get this, because this is where shit lines up. You're damned if you don't. And if you don't, and you take that little gamble with that, oh, I'll be damned if I do, so you don't, you just might be damning yourself in something that you were not prepared for. Do you understand how everything, well, not everybody does. Like I said, evils lives. Devil lived. Get it yet? Lived. What are the lived? What is lived? The devil. What is the devil? They draw a character, something to frighten you. But yet and still they don't want to tell you about the true demons that demand. You get it? Yet? I said this before. But nobody listens. See? There is somebody that basically tries to tell me that I am not a truthful person. How are you gonna tell somebody who's honest as fuck that they're not a truthful person? Because they catch you in your bullshit. That's funny. It's like you don't want to see yourself, so you take it out on somebody else. I own up to my shit. I do. I never said I was a goody two shoes. I never said I was a saint. I know the fucked up shit that I've done. I know the stupid ass shit that I've done. And all you gotta do is just say, ooh, I fucked up. And own it. Oh, man. But the worst are having people that'll fuck up repeatedly over and over again but never want to own their own shit that they done did. Those are the people to look out for, because those are the ones that'll sit there and try to, manipulate and have you thinking other shit, like whatchamacallit, on my feeds, I got this thing basically saying uh the guy, like I said, I'm not religious at all, I'm spiritual. I don't believe in religions, I'm sorry. Like I said, everything stems from paganism, and then Christianity took over everything and basically just, oh, let's divide everybody and make religion God, government over divine. There's more to this world. Always has been, always will be. I'm sorry, I don't really have a script or anything, so I'm just like drawing and just speaking what comes to mind. And I'm just getting comfortable with speaking. So basically, let's see. Anything else? Oh yeah, I remember when my bus was running late when I got home, when I was coming home from work, when I was working at JC Penney's, and I was a teenager. I was like 16, and whatchamacallit, it was the 70. It was out of service, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and it was cold because it was winter, and then it was this dude with like two little kids in Halloween costumes, and I don't know why they had on Halloween costumes. They were little kids. Um, it was like a cream color boat of a vehicle. I don't know. It might have been like one of those Cadillacs because it kind of reminded me of my mom's car. Except it was like cream color, I believe. Yeah, cream color. Um, Very dark. Dark skin. And see me shivering and slow down, and I was cold as shit. I'm letting you know right now, I was cold as fuck. Cause see, I had a habit of going out the house with a fucking jacket on. And he was like, yeah, I seen that the bus that was out of service, and do you need a ride? And I'm like, the thing is, it was really weird because that feeling that I got when I was a fourth grader of the nope, and it was a shutdown moment. Mm-mm. All I know is that it was like friendly, and it's like I don't know, but I just knew it was friendly, and then that was the first time that I remember like second guessing myself off of my first response. And that's something you're not supposed to do because that means you're not following your intuition. And I shook it off real quick. And I was just like, okay. And so that night, I guess it wasn't meant for me to go on a bus, but I made it home. No harm. Nothing. Kids were very behaved. They were eating their candy and everything else. So yeah, it does sound like a fucked up situation now that I say it out loud. It really do. Shit. I could have gotten fucking kidnapped that night. Shit. My ass should have been dead a long time ago. I used to put too much fucking trust in people. I swear I did. My ex boyfriend. He was the one right before I got married. That fucker threw me in for a hell of a time, okay? And I was, the minute my trans pass expired, which means I could not get on a, from my point of view, from my age back then, okay, I had no way home after it expired. That's how I thought. I had no way home, okay? I was solely with him. And all I know is that night when I went to lay down, my mouth got covered and he beat the shit out of me, punched me repeatedly. He always hit me where the bruises wouldn't show. Friend, call him Big Brother, because he took the place of, you know, my brother when, you know, I wasn't talking with my brother or my family. It was like the only family I had, because it was like my family was even against me. But I'm like, it's just really weird how shit happens. It really is. He noticed that I wouldn't go into the bedroom and locked it and closed the door, and he called him out on it. He was like, "What are you doing to her? Where towards she don't want to come in here into her own room and lock the door with you in there with her. Like, what are you doing? Where towards she won't do that, because if, you know, I tell my girl to come here and lock the door, her ass is coming here and locking the fucking door." And, you know, and because that's his personality. He's funny as shit. And that was when that was the first time I felt fear. Actual fear. And what I mean by that is, those words had nothing onto them that should have made me feel threatened in a way. Because it was like, holy shit, like, I know for a fact that I'm gonna get it now as soon as this motherfucker leaves. Because he's gonna sit here and think that I said something. That's fear. Fear is an illusion. But see, people get you in a fearful state of mind. Because what they do is, they do something to harm you and to actually scare the living shit out of you. where towards when certain things happen, you start getting scared. I've always had people that always watched my back because they knew I couldn't see certain things. And I thank every last one of them. It's fucked up. It really is. I remember I was cooking one day in the kitchen, and this motherfucker, he came in. Not this motherfucker, but I'm still talking about the ex that beat my ass. An ex-boyfriend, not the ex-husband. He started doing that, when I was about to leave him. When he realized that I was actually going to leave, that's when he started acting crazy, watching that psychopathic killer, America's serial killers and all that other shit all the time. And, really starting to get violent. Like this motherfucker, Hillside Garden Apartments, the guy Juan, he, maintenance man, he had to come in and fix the wall because this asshole threw me through the fucking wall and told me I pushed myself through the wall. This was after he slammed my head onto the light switch, and it's behind here somewhere, but I always right in there. It's a little divoted, just like over here, from where the delivery driver from the pizza shop, he bashed my head against the door because I was fighting him off of me. And the cook, Bergito, he came out the bathroom. Like, I thought everybody was going upstairs for like drinks because the power was out in the building, and so we were all going home. And so I was told that, oh yeah, we're going to take some shots. So I was like, cool. Shit, I love shots. And it's only me and the other two, and I'm like, well, where's so and so and his wife? And it's like, oh yeah, they left. They're not coming. They're not staying. They had to go. She wanted to go home. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So I'm thinking real quick shot, 1, 2, 3, and then go home. This motherfucker kept on trying to make a move on me, and I was like, the fuck. Like, no. Like, first I thought he was just joking, like, everybody plays around and everything because we all know each other, right? But we stop and quit, like, we don't go past a certain, extent at all. I don't play like that, I'm not gonna be on some no. I talk my shit. And I run from your ass. Okay, that's all I fucking do. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I'm like, no. Like, get the fuck, no, come here, no. He came, when the other one came out the bathroom, I thank him so much. He jumped on his ass, and I was trying to get out, and I couldn't find my way out. Like, didn't even get to, like, drink. I think I had, like, one shot or something. I don't even think we got the shots yet. No, we didn't even get the shots yet because we were waiting for him to come out the bathroom. And, what you would call it? Trying to get out, I got the door open, and, it was me clawing up his face and everything else. And I was told by the coworker that don't like me for shit. She actually talked to me the next day that she see me. You fucked his face up. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, to have your exit right there and you're trying to get out the door, and next thing you know, it's just like, Yeah, no, you don't. Boom. Now I got a damn freaking dividend like right here. I've been choked. I mean, when intimate, that's fine and dandy and everything. Okay. If I know you and I trust you. Other than that, I'm not asking you to do that shit because I had two motherfuckers that one choked me. My ex husband, he choked me like he wanted to fucking kill me. That was one time. And that wasn't one of the intimate shit because I wasn't bringing that shit to him. Hell no. This one, last summer, he put his hands around my neck and I was fucking dead asleep. This dude took advantage of me in my living room, told me I was awake though, knowing damn well I wasn't. But wants to sit here and peg me as a fucking abuser all the time after all the shit that I went through. Yeah, I beat down my ex-husband with a lamp after he basically took my property out of, out of my bedroom and locked himself in the bathroom with the kids while they were getting cleaned up and ready for school. Well, my eldest one, he was getting ready for school. This one, they were real little. And it's just like, well, who is this in your phone and why are you letting them call me a jackass? Because you are a jackass, and why are you in my fucking phone anyway? You don't live here. Like shit. The kids ended up lost multiple times because he couldn't stay awake. And it's like, really? You have a track record of not being awake and being able to take care of kids with DHS. I'm working and everything, and my neighbor's telling me the kids are running out the apartment and everything else, and then you lost them, and they were in like 2 apartment buildings down while I was at work. Me and my kids got locked out the house going grocery food shopping, when that means that you were awake enough to go downstairs and lock it. So who did you have in the apartment? And yet and still you don't want to say nothing, but everybody outside of Papa Nick's was out there just looking like, this is gonna be interesting, huh? And you just smoking a cigarette like it's all good and cool. But I'm the jerk in the relationship. I was the jerk in that relationship. That's fine because I wasn't settling for bullshit, just like with this one. Yeah, but you're not going to peg me as something that I'm not, because I beat him down because he was definitely in the wrong. You got jabbed one time in the jaw for talking shit to me. Bold-faced fucking liar. But you want to sit here and say I did something beforehand when I didn't even touch you because I didn't go near you. Why am I sitting here? Why am I going to fight with something when I was already trying to leave you? I just didn't like the fact that you're going to sit here and try to use my words and shift into some shit where towards when I asked you what was going on and you're talking about something, you're fucking lost and confused. I said we grew apart. You used my line that I told you how I truly felt with the relationship, this so-called relationship, and you used it to bag a fucking casual. And some co-workers, I guess. I don't know what you do. But you're not going to peg me out to be some sort of monster when I don't. Because when I did, I shocked myself. And I'm not about to be that person that did that shit to me, because I refuse. And I stopped after that first punch. The first and only fucking punch. Well, 47:49 on the clock. We'll have another little story time another day. So, have a good day, people.